Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. I am in Manhattan Beach, California. I tell you what, I love it here. Stay at the Marriott Hotel because it's right on the golf course. You guys can see it over there. Just gorgeous. I mean, I tell you what, just a great place when I'm in LA to get things done. But I wanted to give an update. I had some people saying, Troy, we haven't heard much about iMarkets Live. What's going on? Can you tell us anything? And I did some research because I think I started working with Christopher Terry a little over a year and a half ago, I believe it was. Might not have been that long. Might have been in July maybe of 2016. So I guess it's been about a year. Went through, looked at what he was done, and I tell you what, he's got his foes and he's got his friends. But when you look at what he went through, what IML was, he brought in what was it, Spencer Reese, and they revamped the comp plan, policies and procedures, redid it all. I mean, it was quite a task. And sadly, when you do that, when you take a company that's somewhat upside down and you put it back together, you can really lose a lot of momentum. You lose a lot of people. Now, some of those people are good people. Some of them you don't want to have around you at all. But as I was going through some notes, in August 6, 2016, a year ago, IML had 1,200 customers. Most of their affiliate base, their what they call IBOs, they were gone. They were nowhere to be found. They'd gone elsewhere. Matter of fact, there was I think a company that had launched at that time that the owners ended up in some kind of legal trouble in Canada, but it was a mess out there, just totally. And I started working with him, and it wasn't too long after I'd come on advising and doing some consulting work with him and getting to know the forex. I really wanted to learn the forex business is what I wanted to learn. He brought in what some people might say is a very controversial move, because sometimes when we shift, when we move around, we look for good leaders. They can have baggage of their own, and he brought in Alex Morton. And Alex and I, we go round and round. I mean, sometimes we were loving each other, other times we were hating each other. He was a young, spirited kid. And all the people around him that knew me from his previous company said, Troy, he's got something. And I said, you know, he's got a lot of tenacity. He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of excitement. I said, but it's just young, man. I think as he grows into who he's supposed to be, it'll get better. I said, it just scares me. And Chris Terry called me and said, hey, man, I brought Alex Morton in to be my VP of sales. I said, all right, let's see what happens, you know, because the boy definitely knows how to coach. He knows how to train. And I love that. And I tell you what, over the last year, watching him, being around him, it's been amazing. And when I started looking at the numbers, after a year of really coaching people on the sales side of the business, having Chris Terry there to help coach them in the forex trading, how does the software work, putting together all of the tools that they have, they've gone now from, well, close to zero in income to almost $6 million in revenue monthly. They have close to a little over 30,000 customers. Now understand that their customer ratio over there, when I was talking to Christopher Terry the other day, he said it was about a 63% customers to rep ratio. And that's pretty powerful when you think about it. Now, does everything work in the forex business? And I'm going to tell you, it's a high risk type of investment. Now at iMarkets Live, they don't ever touch the money. Matter of fact, you can go into iMarkets Live, you can create a training account, you can study all of the analytics that they have, you can look at all the trends, you can look at all the past history, and then you can start using the software. You'll have to go out and get your own brokerage account and do all that stuff. But it seems to have worked. Now, I did get something the other day where a guy said, Troy, that IML thing, you know, you got to be careful. I heard people lost 50% of their money. Well, that could be a possibility, I suppose. And the more I study forex, the more I get to understand. And some of you guys that follow me know I'm studying forex. I'm studying cryptocurrency. There's other companies out there we're studying right now. But the one thing that I figured out is the currency rolls 24/7. Whether it's finite currency, whether it's cryptocurrency, it's constantly rolling. And unless you know exactly what you're doing, there's a possibility that it can hurt. And I think sometimes people make money, and I think sometimes people lose money. I know the other day my wife was frustrated because when Bitcoin had dropped down not too long ago to about $1,800, she pulled everything she had out. And now it's up around 4,000. So there's going to be winners, and then there's going to be people that just didn't take the risk. I believe a little bit that's what iMarkets Live is about. But when I look at what Chris Terry has done, when I look at what Alex Morton has done, when I look at Brandon Boyd, when I look at Lawrence Young, when I look at all these guys that are over there, all these gals, now Michelle's over there, all these people, there's something to what they're doing. And I believe it's because they have found out that with the right software, you can earn some money. With the right software, you can make the forex trading easier. I do not do any forex trading. I'm studying the industry. I do cryptocurrency. So I want you to understand that. I'm not with any network marketing company. All of the investing that I do is strictly on my own. It's from reading, it's from studying. That's the way it's done. So my hat's off to what Chris Terry's got over there. I know he's got some new stuff going out. The other day he called me and said, Troy, I've got training now. It's actual video and live training 24/7 around the clock. He's got a boatload, I think a dozen or so trainers that are out there hustling with him and working. So it's an interesting deal. We're going to continue to watch it. It's been fun to work with these guys. They are clients. We do some advising with Chris Terry. We look at their compliance. So it's an interesting little thing that they've got going. When I say little, crying out loud, my notes say now 30,000 customers. That's pretty wild. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong. And if you're in a home-based business, act like it.